Hello and welcome to our viewers here in Nigeria and all around the world. This is Newsroom series where we bring you stories from across Nigeria. But our focus today is on the southeast region. I am Kelly Egiga. Let's get things started now as Nigerians grapple with the challenges of food shortages occasioned by insecurity, inflation and high cost of food prices. A group of women farmers under the aegis of Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progress is calling on the federal and state governments as well as well-meaning Nigerians to reconsider huge investments in agriculture and farming as the only means of addressing food shortage and food insecurity in the country. The National Coordinator of Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progress, Omolara Abati Sevenson, disclosed this in Imberi community in Mbatoli local government area of Imo State during a one-day training and empowerment program for women in agriculture in Imo State, a program organized by the leadership of the Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progress in collaboration with the Williams Ochemba Foundation to help women farmers. She insists that investment in women farmers will go a long way to address the challenges of food insecurity in the country.
Since the beginning of the year 2024, one major issue that has been in the front burner and has become a major discourse in public space is the issue of food shortage and food insecurity in the country. This issue, no doubt, is occasioned by insecurity, inflation, and the rising cost of the price of food products across the country. To help ease the economic burden on their members, the Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progress is collaborating with the Williams Uche Mba Foundation to train and empower women farmers in Imo State. These farmers represent the 27 local government areas of Imo State. They will be empowered with new farming techniques and given farm seedlings and inputs as part of an agricultural intervention. The National Coordinator of the Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progress, Omolara Abati Sevenson, is unhappy with the seeming lack of recognition and support for women farmers in the country. She emphasizes bigger investments in farming and agriculture to address the challenges of food shortage and food insecurity.
All of these women are going to go home with seedlings like okra, ugu, melon, cucumber, tomatoes. So it's going to go a long way locally, and that's how it starts. Once you can feed your local government, you can feed the state. Once you can feed the state, you are reducing the burden on the federal government.
Participants believe this is a timely intervention by the organizers.
They are teaching us how to, plant cassava, plant okra, plant rice and other things.
The oil has disappointed us, and the women are coming out, especially here in Imo State, to tell you that without oil, we can exist. They can farm. We are calling on our individuals, our philanthropists, our politicians. Please come to the aid of the Imo State women to farm more. Together, we can farm and bring more food on our table. This is the beginning of what we call poverty alleviation in Nigeria. And with Uche, we are encouraging other Nigerians to join. It's a movement. This is the time that Nigerians should come and give their money, let people invest, let's have food, and turn Nigeria into green. And that is what we need now. It's a fight for everybody, and together we shall achieve it. I want all the participants to put more effort also to emulate, help our women, because our women is out to go inside bush to cultivate for better Nigeria. There's nothing like oil, nothing like a white collar job.
The farmers hope that with due diligence, focus on women farmers and more investment in agriculture, Nigeria might be on its way to solving a major part of the food shortage problem and ease food insecurity in the coming months. Ejitopekute, Channels Television News.
Well, let's take you to Enugu State, where the government has raised alarm over what it described as proliferation of fake land title documents, forged building approvals and illegal structures across the metropolis, vowing to bring the perpetrators to book. While at a press conference in Enugu, the chairman of the Enugu Capital Territory Development Authority, Ute Anya, says that the government has withdrawn all forged and fraudulently obtained building approvals and stoppage of structures that did not have government's permits. According to him, while the Governor Peter Mba administration is investment-driven and would continue to create the right environment for investment and businesses to thrive, there will be zero tolerance for illegal structures in the state.
We have discovered painfully that some of the distortions we are having to deal with are actually products of fraud. For instance, we have instances where people have fraudulently procured approvals using the certificate of occupancy or title document of a different district and passing it off as that. Of great concern is a particular outfit operating in Independence Layout, a nightclub. They used this land title of a property in GRA and passed it off as the property in Independence Layout, and they are parading an approval. On top of that, they went out of their way and built totally things that were not approved. We are not afraid of doing the right thing. We have withdrawn all the approvals that were fraudulently obtained, and we intend to ensure that Enugu State, as much as we will do everything to encourage investors, we will not allow unscrupulous people to violate our laws.
And this is Newsroom series. Let's get in some conversation now on the program as we cross over live to Abakaliki, the Ebonyi State capital, where the Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Jude Okpo, joins us live on the program. Commissioner, we must thank you indeed for agreeing to speak with us here on the program. So much to talk about in terms of governance of Ebonyi State. But let's begin with the general state of affairs in Ebonyi State. It is 9 months already. Paint a picture for our viewers about what you perhaps may describe as your successes and quick wins.
Good afternoon. Yes, it has been a very wonderful period for Ebonyi the past 7 months. The advent of the definitely right movement has changed the narrative in Ebonyi. All sectors in the state, civil service, the elder, the widows, in fact, everybody is in agreement that Ebonians have never had this in the recent past. In health sector, in infrastructure, in human capital development, in all sectors, it is receiving equal and committed attention from the administration of justice, right on the
Well, I mean, Commissioner, it's interesting to hear you say that everyone is in agreement with governance in Ebonyi State, but these are indeed very interesting times and perhaps troubling times for many economies all around the world, Nigeria inclusive. Inflation is biting hard on virtually every household. Walk us through perhaps some of the measures put in place by the Ebonyi State government and your principle to ensure that residents of Ebonyi are perhaps able to go through this very critical moment of battling with a lot of skyrocketing prices.
Yes, thank you very much. Immediately, the first subsidy was one of the major issues in some circumstances that you use the buying power of the Ebonyi. And to address that issue, definitely is one of the first governors that have approved an increment of 10,000 across board to all civil servants in the state. And not done with that, he also approved a recruitment and granted a waiver for the recruitment of more Ebonians to reduce the unemployment rate in the state. And during the youth time, something that has never happened before in the history, the government approved a bonus, Christmas bonus of 100,000 naira across board for all civil servants. I also encourage the council chairman to also do the same thing. And the council chairman paid 50,000 naira Christmas bonus to civil servants in the local government level. Elders were not left behind. Widows were not left behind. The government has done conscious effort to increase the buying power of the Ebonyians, because that is the only way you can respond the effect of the fuel subsidy removal. And a lot of things have been done. They have made it very clear that yes, government wants citizens to pay tax, but there are some categories of citizens in the state that the government has exempted from paying tax. Because you don't need to tax a woman who has gone to the farm to bring vegetables to the market. What tax is what is he going to get from selling those vegetables and other basic commodities? The government of the right of first it is human capital development friendly, and has made conscious policies to ensure that the issue and the suffering people are going through because the first subsidy removal is mitigated at the lowest direct minimum.
Mr. Okpo, before we delve into issues around infrastructure, so for those who are not civil servants, I mean, we appreciate the fact that you said the state government, the state governor had approved a 10,000 naira increment for civil servants, even though we are talking 200% and even more of what the prices are right now. So one may want to ask, what exactly would 10,000 naira increments do for an average Nigerian? But I mean, let's leave all of that. So for those who are not civil servants, who perhaps belong to the informal sector and all of that, how are they also factored into these measures?
Now, for instance, in the health sector, for instance, the administration of the governor have made conscious efforts to bring healthcare delivery to the grassroots, starting from the primary health care centers to the secondary health care center and the tertiary health care services. The governor has approved the equipping of healthcare, primary health care service at the grassroots level. And to complement the effort of the state, the governor also approved the enrollment of Ebonyi citizens into Ebonyi health insurance scheme. And these are efforts to make sure that, yes, the healthcare services of the state is greatly improved. And let me talk about transportation. The government acquired buses that carrying Ebonyi students and other people in the state on routes that are busy. And these buses are not collecting, they are so free. They're not collecting a dime from anybody. As early as possible, these buses are packed and people come in on their own and are giving access to these buses that are transported to and fro from the places of, including people that are civil servants from the other federal civil service, and other Ebonians that also want to fly those routes. So it is not only in the civil service that are being given attention. And let me also say that civil service is one of the mainstays of the economy of this state. So anytime the civil service is challenged, it has a ripple effect on the whole economy. So that is why one of the greatest priorities of the government is to make sure that the civil service is one of the mainstays of stimulating economic activities in the state. It's not left to be consumed by the challenges that we are encountering because of the question of subsidy.
Well, Commissioner, let's stay with, because you've mentioned the health sector. I know that you have mentioned the fact that there's a monthly allowance for medical officers. So will that be sustained, or is it just for the now?
Let me be honest with you. Across the whole country, there has been a lot of brain drain particularly in health system. It has become what we call a nomenclature, what we call the Japa system, across the whole country. And it's an issue that the government has tackled very long in the state. There is one particular sector of the primary system, of the health system, that has been continued to encounter challenges, and that is the primary health care. Most medical personnel find a way of dodging being sent to the village. And it is not out of place. The reasons are very clear. One, the issue of accommodation, the issue of transportation, and all whatnot. And how do we stimulate, healthcare delivery in the rural areas to reduce the pressure in the secondary health setting? And that's one of the reasons why His Excellency the Governor approved the purchase and distribution of over 50 units of SUVs that have been delivered to medical doctors in the healthcare system at the local government level. And he knows that for you to get an SUV, you also need to fuel the SUV. And that is why he has approved a monthly allowance of 250,000 that will be added to their basic salary. And let me also tell you that the governor also approved the purchase of more than 50 units of ambulances that have been delivered, distributed to the medical center and at the local government level. And the healthcare system at the official level of the state is also receiving attention. It's interesting to know that over 10 billion naira have been committed in the purchase of, world-class medical equipment that will be distributed to all the hospitals and the local government. And there is something the government said. There has to be a synergy between the primary health system and local government at the zonal level and the state level. So that is why the government has planned to convert some medical centers at the local government level. And 4 of them are going to be equipped with world-class facilities, MRI machines, CT scans, so that if you have issues at the local government level that cannot be handled at that level, then you will not need to travel a long distance to access the medical facility of world class. So that the facility at the state capital will not be so much subjected under serious pressure. There is
all right, Commissioner.
Very conscious that the healthcare delivery in the state of the state of the Ebonyi state is upgraded.
Well, Commissioner, so much to discuss with you as regards governors in Ebonyi State, but we are totally pressed for time. We have to let you go, but we must thank you indeed for speaking with us, Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Jude Okbo. Thank you indeed for speaking with us here on Newsroom Series. All right, so there you go. This is Newsroom Series. We are back in just a moment with more stories as we take you to Abia State, where the government has assured residents of 24-hour power supply. That story gets our focus after the break. Stay with us. And we are back. Thank you indeed for staying with us. The Abia State government has assured residents of the state's 24-hour power supply, saying the Alex Oti-led administration has taken serious steps through strategic investments to enhance power supply to stimulate economic activities in the state. Addressing newsmen in Umuahia, the state capital, the Abia State Commissioner for Power and Public Utilities, Engineer Ikechukwu Monday, says the Abia State government was not only determined to build solid road infrastructure, but has intensified efforts to revamp the moribund water scheme in the state.
As an administration, one of the key points in His Excellency's manifesto, especially in power, his strategy is to collaborate with the existing stakeholders to boost supply of electricity to our people. And that is what we do. We see it as a partnership. How can the government help the private sector to be successful? That is what is very, very key. So that's the role this government played, led by His Excellency Dr. Alex Otti, to see what are the challenges this private sector is having and how can we help them to be successful. Reason is that it will spur the economy, it will empower our people, and that is from the side, that is the stake we have, the social stake we have, that electricity supply will be given to our people so that, because our people are gifted, so that the potentials of the state can be harnessed. Aba was getting very low power supply. It moved from 25 megawatts to even 10 megawatts. As it stands today, Aba can comfortably take over 100 megawatts. And we know that Aba is the center and the bedrock of manufacturing and industrialization of the state. We believe if we get it right in Aba, we will get enough revenue that will help us ignite development in other parts of Abia State.
And it's no longer business as usual for contractors handling projects in Anambra State, as the governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, set an example with a contractor handling the 14.53-kilometer Okpoko Road, as he not only sacked him, but also terminated the contract for incompetence, undue delay, and irresponsibility.
Professor Chukwuma Soludo declared a state of emergency on Anambra Road infrastructure as soon as he assumed office as a major catalyst for development. Intermittently, he visits sites to check on the various contracts awarded. His recent visit to Okpoko, one of the most densely populated areas in the state, battling with sanitation issues, shows that a contract to construct a 14.53-kilometer road, awarded when he took office in 2022, is nothing to write home about. Despite the cheers from the residents, the governor is visibly angry while acknowledging the greetings. He confronts the contractor, who was given the job to handle a total of 9 roads.
It becomes very, very evident that your company is totally incompetent and irresponsible. Totally incompetent and irresponsible. After we paid you 50% mobilization, there's no place else in the country that pays 50% mobilization. Never other places that even pays 15% mobilization. We paid you 50% mobilization. 2022. And this project was supposed to be delivered June last year. 9 months after, you haven't delivered. You are still at 40-something%. Today and here, I terminate this contract.
It doesn't end there, as he directs the Commissioner for Works to seize the equipment while calculations are made on what the contractor will refund the state before evacuating the site. Nevertheless, he condemns street trading, emphasizing the need for proper sanitation, law and order.
Project you are supposed to deliver in 9 months, June last year. This is another 9 months after. But still speaking, it's ready for stone base. And I applied the other one, which was that one that's even the drainage not even done. Which road is that one? Which one?
The one that went at the hospital.
Obuago. The drainage is not even done. You won't even have any sign that there is any life there. For a project that was supposed to have ended June last year.
It's an opportunity for the traders to speak up as they raise complaints about the fruit and vegetable market where they've been ejected, appealing that they be allowed to return.
What we are saying is that all these women here were dislodged from inside the table market. There are 1, 2, and 3 markets. It is called Coke Market, where fruits and vegetable vendors sell in retail. They were sacked from those places. That's why they pitched their businesses on the roadside. We are saying that they should return to those markets so they will stop blocking the road.
Responding, he highlights the poor sanitation in the market, and it will only be reopened after a major infrastructural upgrade.
Because we said that solution has come to Anambra, Anambra State must be different. Whoever wants to stay or live in Anambra must embrace cleanliness. Did you hear me? As for the new fruit and vegetable market, we will commence reconstruction work now. It will be made very comfortable for all fruit and vegetable vendors. All around us, Onitsha South, Fege, and all those illegal markets scattered everywhere. So we are designating where fruit and vegetable markets will be now.
All those areas on where people that are bottles, mafia, everywhere cannot be market.
He inspects the fruit and vegetable market in the area and tasks local market unions on internal security arrangements. He also gives assurances that the government is committed to overall peace and safety and that Okpoko must be livable and prosperous.
And that report does it for us here on Newsroom series for today and indeed the week. Thanks indeed for watching, everyone. I am Kelly Egiga.